What up? So today we're going to be talking about comparison and jealousy. Two things those coincide hand in hand. This isn't a very complex topic, but it's a very important one that has to be discussed, because jealousy is an evil spirit. It'll take hold of you. Won't even know yourself from the other person. It's just typically nothing good comes out of comparing yourself to another person. Well, we're going to get into this. All right. So where am I going to start with this? I guess we'll go. Well, I'll take this route. No, first and foremost, I'm going to say you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. Not even you shouldn't. You can't. I don't know. It's even more important than you should. You can't compare yourself to other people. Oh, why can't I? Because you only see the best part of what people want you to see. You only see the best part. And I'll give you a good example. I got some friends at church, as I'm in my church clothes. That's where I'm coming from, and they're ripped, they're jacked, and for a day or two, I caught myself comparing myself to them and being jealous of them. I said, oh man, well, I wish I could be jacked and ripped like that. Oh yeah, and just that sort of deal. But then you gotta come to realize, number one, people most of the time only see what you want you to see, but that wasn't the issue here. Number two is, which actually it ties in, but really the second point is, which ties it together, is you don't always know what a person had to do to get to where they're at. That's why you should never want to be like somebody. You should want to be better than a person, because you don't know what they had to do to get there. So if you have somebody that you admire, like, we'll just take a wild guess, I don't know, Henry Ford, just example. He had two failed car companies before he started Ford Motor Company. He had Henry Ford Motor Company and Detroit Motor Company. Well, I love Henry. I want to be just like him. You don't want to be just like him. You ought to be greater. You want to be greater than him. Because shoot, maybe you only have one failed car company. Maybe you have zero and you get it on your first try. You're not just like him. You're better than him because you didn't have to go through as much suffering as he did. Right. So that's why you should want to be better than other people that you look up to and admire. But anyway, back to you really shouldn't compare yourself to anybody. You maybe should have a good example to try to aim and strive, but never compare yourself, because comparison only breeds jealousy, and that you don't want any of that. But anyway, you don't know, this all ties, you don't know what people had to do to get where they're at. And for example, the people I was comparing myself to, they woke up every morning at 5 o'clock, was in the gym, trained for Taekwondo and wrestling in the gym for 4 hours. They'd break, and I think they worked even longer than that, and then go for another 4 for, I think it was Monday through Thursday, or 4 or 5 days a week. And I'm straight up, I'm not willing to do that. I think it's cool that they do it, and I respect it, but it's not for me. I don't even admire that. I admire their hard work ethic and their willingness to, but that's not my path. Because you also have to realize your path is not the same as somebody else's. That's another thing. You can get your path confused comparing yourself to other people. You can only live your own path. Your path and my path and their path is not the same path. They might go on to be professional boxing and stuff. That's not what I want to do. That's not why I was put on this earth. And I find it very cool that they do it, but it's not for me. And it's nothing against them, but it's not for me. We all have our own path. So, and you say, oh, well, but, all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. But I'm going to say we all do need comparison, right? I mean, we don't need it, but it can be good for us. Well, you just said you can't compare yourself to people. You can't. You can only compare yourself to yourself. I can't compare myself to them. I can only compare myself to myself. Well, what do you mean? Oh, maybe right. Let me explain it. So, for example, when I'm losing weight right now, so I'm only gonna compare my weight to my weight a week ago, or my weight a month ago. You know, I can't compare myself with them, because I didn't start off. The paths aren't the same. You feel me? The paths aren't the same. So, for example, I can only compare myself to myself because I can only control what I can do. So if I go and I compare myself to them, and I give myself in a week, and I go, oh, I only lost 3 pounds, I'm still 230, oh, and then 140, oh, I got so much. And see, look, there's no peace and success in that. It's so discouraging. But if I compare myself to myself a week ago, oh, well, last week on Monday I was 334, and now I'm 228. Oh, there's a little husky running in the street. Oh, Lord help. Or maybe that's a coyote. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Whatchamacallit? Oh, you know, so basically you can only compare yourself to yourself. You can't get carried off weight comparing other people. And yeah, I was in the middle of I can only compare myself to myself because, oh, right, all right. So let's say, all right, I'll use a real life example, which I was using last week. I was 233, now I'm 229, 228. Oh, that's good. It looks good. It's very encouraging now, because it shows me that what I'm doing, number one, is working, and number two, it's encouraging to see results that, you know, even if they're small, even if I only lost half a pound or a pound, you know, it still results, in which I didn't. But when things slow up, and, you know, I'm not losing as much weight anymore, once things start to slim down, then it's gonna be, you know, down to pounds and stuff a week and things like that. So that's when you really need it in that instance. You know, so with that, you know, just you can only compare yourself to yourself, because, and for example, let's say it went the other way and I said, oh, well, 233, now I'm 235. Ooh, I'm not counting my calories right, or I'm not, you know, doing this, or I knew I shouldn't eat that cake, or, you know, maybe I need to cut back more, you know, maybe I need to exercise. So then, you know, because comparing yourself to yourself is also in a way to measure your mark for success and failure, and see if you made progress, so you can see if what you're doing is working or if you failed and you got to change something. So basically, yeah, that's it. You don't go comparing yourself to other people. There was another thought I had, but I currently can't think of it. It wasn't really related, so come back to me. It'll probably be another video anyway. I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed it, like the video, please. If you are interested and you want to go on this journey with me and other young people, subscribe. If you want to see other things like this, subscribe. And to that, I'm going to say peace.